Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. I just make sure my volume is turned up because it sounded very, very quiet when I spoke then. For some reason, yes, okay, that's cool. It's Jenny Kovacs here. My name is Jenny Kovacs and I'm known as the Queen of Being Seen because I help you to stand out. I help you to be seen, to be heard, to be noticed, and more importantly, to be visible. So tonight I thought I would talk about the biggest myths that I hear around visibility. So I've been doing this officially as a visibility specialist, as a self-employed visibility specialist since 2010. But before that, I had a background, a corporate background. I worked in financial services, I worked in an office. I had to wear my suit and cufflinks, all that kind of stuff. Hi, Alan. So thank you for saying hello. This is good because it means I don't have to go and look at my computer. So brilliant. So if you've never, ever joined one of these before, what I urge you to do is have a look below. You'll see some comments that you can type in, whether you're watching this live or on the replay. And if you have friends or know of people who also want to be seen and be heard and to stand out there, then by all means, just click the share button, whether it's on your private timeline, whether it's in a business group you're part of, whether you're part of the Visibility Vibes tribe. Go and, let them know that we're getting started and where are they? They're missing out. Maybe they're eating their dinner. So tonight I thought I would talk about some myths and bust some myths. And I'll be honest with you, this was a difficult one. I am more than happy to talk about visibility all day long. Anyone who's met me knows that I'm really, really passionate about it. But I had to try and pick 5. I was going to pick 3 and then I thought I'll pick 5. I could pick 12. So who knows? For those of you that have showed up and watched this video and taken the time, I might even share some more. So one thing I want you to know is that you can see me, I can't see you. I can see a number count and quite often I can't even see who's joining me. And of late I laugh because of late I haven't even been able to see comments, just nothing's been happening. But I know I can see the comments now. So if you're watching, if you could give me a thumbs up or a love heart, then I know that I can see those too. That would be brilliant if you could. So if you're watching this and you can hear me and you can see me, either thumbs up or a love heart, so I know that that function is working too, would be awesome. So France Lise is saying good evening to me and good evening to Alan. Excellent. I can see love hearts and thumbs up going across the screen. Brilliant. So everything's working. So we've got Alan, we've got France Lise, we've got Ivona. She says, evening all. I think it's interesting because one thing that I want to say is that quite often when we go to do something, be it personal development, be it learning, be it training, we go to either learn or find out more about a thing, and as a happy accident we get more benefits. And I have to say, over the years I've found that visibility is very, very much like that. People come to me and it depends on what aspect of visibility they want. Maybe they want to get to grips with public speaking. Maybe they're okay public speaking and training, but they want to be able to make what they say so effective that people want to come back and work with them or find out more about them. Maybe they are doing something online, so they want to really crack their webinars, get those really great. Maybe they're looking at doing video and they want to do more video, more Facebook Live, more Periscope, put more things on YouTube. And then sometimes they just say, you know what, Jenny, I've written some books. I'm really great at writing. I write white papers. I hear that a lot, and those sorts of things. So whatever it is that you are looking to do, in my eyes, it's easy to get out there as long as you don't go into the trenches and get dragged along by some of these myths. So let me share them. So at that point I realised I literally wrote them down on a piece of paper so I'd remember, and this is where I'll be going like that. So if you see me looking suspiciously, I'm not looking at you, I'm squinting to have a look at what I wrote. So one of the biggest myths when it comes to visibility is people think that you have to be all singing, all dancing. And I found this out when I first got started and started speaking about it more, because I thought I was like a speaking coach. I thought I helped people with their presentations, and I did. But all these happy accidents came about. And one of the things that I realised quite early on was that people would often presume, you know, I can walk into a room and I can hold my own and have a conversation. And even as a classic extrovert, I'm happy to do that. I don't need much time to recharge. I can even do that in like 5 minutes and then be ready to go again. In fact, it's like the energy of people really helps me to thrive. I think this is why I prefer Facebook Lives over static video, but I still do a lot of static video. I've got over 1,000 on my YouTube channel. And if you want to know my YouTube channel, I haven't got a clue what the address is, just go into Google, type in Jenny Kovacs YouTube, and you'll find me. Or Jenny Kovacs Visibility YouTube, and you'll find me. So I remember, like, I'd go out and people would presume that visibility meant like kind of showing off, jazz hands, being loud, going into a room and talking at people 19 to the dozen without leaving any room or breath for them to speak back, when in fact visibility is nothing like that. The way in which I share visibility and the way in which my clients really get the best in visibility is when they are able to be themselves, when they're able to embrace the skills that they have, when they're able to embrace the strengths that they have, and when they're able to get out in the world in a way that feels aligned. Now, don't get me wrong. They might come to me and say, help me put together a nice framework for this talk. You know, I know you've got this structure and I know that it will help, and I know that you've been able to get more people interested in your work. But you don't have to, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like you don't have to negate who you really are. You don't have to pretend to be somebody that you're not to be able to do the thing, if that makes any sense. So you know, if you're quiet, and there are people, I've had a lot of clients that have been extroverts. In fact, I had a client a few years ago who I got to know really well, was an extreme extrovert, to the point that when they came along to an event that I ran, they literally stayed at the table, like to the point of shyness. And I know they're not shy. They literally just stayed at the table kind of and sat looking around. And all the breaks, when everyone went, they would get up, get a cup of tea and go back. Now, I always make sure, I like to make sure that I speak to everyone at my events. And in this room, I would go over, I made sure they were okay. But that's how they rolled. Yet they let their work do the talking. So when I talk about 2017 being the year that you own your voice, I don't mean that you have to go out and start shouting at people or being loud. It's how you, when you own who you are, you own your voice, you own your work, and you say, you know what? I'm sticking my stake in the ground. I'm the person to speak about when people talk about that. It doesn't matter if you think other people are doing something similar to what you're doing already. You put your stake in the ground and you go for it. So just having a look now. So Alan's saying hi to Ali. Ali's saying evening all. Ivona's saying, Francis is saying hello to Ivona. Ivona is saying hello to Ali. You lot are like the Waltons. Do you remember that programme at the night? Good night, Ali. Good night, Francis. Good night, Alan. Good night, Jenny. Good night, everybody. That's what you will remind me of, the Waltons. Should I start calling you the Waltons instead of the Vibers? I love it that you're all so friendly and that you always say hi to each other. It's really, really cute. I love it. I absolutely adore it. Please don't stop. But I had that moment where you just reminded me of the Waltons and it just made me laugh. And that's one thing that I've actually never done on a Facebook Live yet, although I'm sure it's due to happen, is to get the giggles. Because one thing that you won't know about me is when I get the giggles, you can render me completely useless. Especially, you know, when you're somewhere and you get the giggles and you're not meant to laugh. Like if somebody trips over. They haven't hurt themselves, but they trip over and they do something. Talking of that, I will share a funny story. I think I can tell it now without laughing, and it will be short. Alice says, which one am I then, Jenny? I remember watching the Waltons. I always remember that bit at the end, but I don't remember enough about the characters. Oh dear, this year I'm going to put my stake into the ground big time. Good for you, Francis. I love to hear stuff like that. So I was once out and about somewhere. Oh, that was it. I was at a petrol station, and this woman, and by the way, nobody was hurt. The woman wasn't hurt, but this woman went to walk into the petrol station, and as she went to walk into the petrol station, the window cleaner had just been cleaning the pane of glass beside the door. So he'd moved, like, I think it was a flower rack or something like that. He'd moved it, and so the first thing she did was she went to walk through the door and went, you know, kind of walked into the pane of glass. You lot are going to think that I'm some sort of like evil diva now. But it really tickled me. So she was okay. And the thing about petrol stations in bulletproof glass, because it's got bulletproof glass, it reverberates really loudly. So it reverberated all the way up. So that made me kind of giggle. I said, are you okay? And she went, yeah, I'm fine. She kind of dusted her shoulder off. She went to walk into the petrol station and she tripped on the stair. And as she fell, she slid. And as she slid, she did a star shape. The angle of the camera's not wide enough. She did a star shape and slid into the shop. That was it. Game over for me. I was a mess. And she was okay. She was just embarrassed. You know, I laugh at this, but I've actually done that too. But let's not make this about the falling over things that make people laugh. But I actually did that as a holiday rep in Morocco. I worked at a 5-star hotel, beautiful 5-star hotel. And I had my nice synthetic rep's dress on. So any of my friends who worked with me as a holiday rep, of which I've got many that are still my Facebook friends now, and some that are in the Vibers community, will remember our synthetic dresses. And as I tripped up the first step, regained myself, tripped up the second step, I fell, and I not only slid straight in to the middle of a very, very busy reception in front of the concierge and people waiting to go home. The contents of my bag rolled everywhere, and I mean like every single direction of the compass. And I actually found it funny to tell other people. I was mortified. I was a lot younger. I was mortified, but it happened. So just so that you know, I laugh at myself just as much as I laugh at other things. But at myself, at least I know I'm not hurt. So Ivona says, giggling away. Ivona says, John Boy, Mary Ellen. Hey, we've got Ruth Ellen. Is Ruth Ellen on tonight? She can be Mary Ellen, although I can't remember what she looked like. So Ruth Ellen is so young looking and fresh and vibrant, and I met her in the flesh. Oh yeah, we've got Jim Bob. You know all the characters. I don't. I'm on a roll. I'm older than you, so I remember it well. You're not that much older than me, Ivona. You're not that much older than me, let me tell you. So only a couple of years, you know, not much. I only know how old you are because you told us you had your birthday and you told us the numbers. So anyway, I digress. Shall I get back to telling you about myths around visibility so you can all go off and have your evenings and drink your wine or have your dinner or do whatever you're going to do this evening? If you'd like me to get on with it, just give me a love heart or a thumbs up or a giggle or something. Yes, we'll do that. If we're going to be visible, let's not have some fun, eh? So, Alan says, I'm 27 years older to the day. Yes, that's right, Alan. Alan and I share a birthday. Yes, we were born on the same day. So we can have a double whammy big birthday party. I've got no excuse for forgetting Alan's birthday. Must remember. Okay. So I'll take it your maths is much better than mine. I can't do maths and look at my notes and remember to do my Facebook Live. So, myths. Let's get back to myths. So, our myths. So, yeah, one of them is that you have to be loud and you have to be out there and all of that kind of stuff. But the truth is, you can be any type of person. You can be studious, you can be quiet, you can be giggly, you can be anything you want, academic. You just choose what feels good for you. That's it. That's all you did. So, oh, Ivona's saying hello to someone she knows. Ivona, did you share this video maybe so that Cuz Dawn knows that you're here? So, hello, Cousin Dawn. I can't see you, so don't worry. I'll stop giggling now. I've been messing around and laughing tonight, but I'm going to get back to the facts. So, first visibility myth, and there's so many, I could go on for ages, but the first one is you don't have to be loud, you don't have to do it in a certain way. The second one is, oh, I can't read my own writing then. Oh yes, People think that when they have got, especially when they've got a business, they do it less when they've got a business, or in fact more when they've got a business and less when they're maybe a corporate, in a corporate environment. They think like if they're making an online course, if they're writing a book, if they are putting a program together, if they're putting a coaching package together, if they are changing their treatments that they sell, if they are looking at maybe that you sell retail products, or you're selling retail products, if you're looking at your retail products that you sell, if you are looking at the sorts of people you work with or revising that. Now I know that takes a lot of energy and brain power and thought and focus and everything else like that, but quite often while people are doing that stuff, they've got their head down, nose to the ground, and they forget to be visible. This is the one that I would say, this is one of the visibility myths that really does break my heart. I see very talented, very confident people, who have got so many skills, so much to share out in the world, that make this mistake. They're maybe making their course, or they're revising their programs, or looking at what they do, and they are so like head down in doing it that they forget to be actual, visible while they're doing it. So what happens is, nothing kind of like massive happens to them per se, but this is what happens to their psyche. They're busy, they're tired, they put their head down. People just like, not necessarily forget about them, but just they fall off, or slip off the radar because they're not doing anything. Now here's what's worse. Then they finish the thing that they've made and they put all their heart and soul into it. They put it out there in the world and no one buys it. No one shows any interest in it, or nobody talks about it, shares it, likes it, or, listens to what they have to say about it. And they automatically make the meaning of that to be that their product isn't good. Worse still, they make the meaning of that to be that they are not very good at the thing that they're trying to do. Then fear creeps in and doubt creeps in, and before you know it, it starts to chip away at your confidence. Now, when I used to mentor with Fabienne Fredrickson, who's was known as a client attraction mentor in America, she was really, really great with marketing, and she used to say one of the biggest things as a business owner that you have to protect is your confidence. It's not your intellectual property, it's not your brand, it's your confidence. Because when that sneaky little critter gets in, it can bury a hole bigger than the Grand Canyon. And that's a hard thing to come back from. If you've lost your confidence and fear like not only creeps in but sets in, it can render you it can paralyze you, it can render you speechless, it can make you really inarticulate, and it can make you fearful. And then you don't want to be visible, you don't want to be seen, you don't want to be heard, you throw everything away that you fought for. And the worst at the other end of that is having regrets. You have regrets. Now, I don't know what stage or age of your life you're at. Are you, about to start a family? Do you want to have a legacy and something that you can share? Have you got children? Maybe they're young children. Do you want to show them what it means to be fearless and courageous and to go after the life of your dreams? Maybe your children are older, so you kind of sit and, toe to toe with them, and you are able to share your ideas, your dreams and your plans, and hear theirs too. Or maybe you're a little bit older and you've got grandchildren, and you're thinking now about the legacy that you want to leave. Do you really want to have a single moment of regret and say, yeah, a few years ago I could have had this opportunity to do this thing, and you know what, I didn't do it? And all of that can stem just from inaction, believe it or not, inaction. So even if you're thinking about writing a course or putting a course together, even if you're thinking of writing a book, even if you're thinking about going out and public speaking, even if you already public speak but want to speak some more, even if you're looking at writing more, blogging more, even if you're looking at doing more stuff online, even if you're looking at networking, when that sneaky little critter comes in, it's not even about feeling the fear and doing it anyway. It's about acknowledging what's going on behind that, almost thanking it and saying, thank you for showing me that. I know you're trying to protect me because you think I'll make an idiot of myself, but I'll be fine. I'll take that on board and I'm going to go out and do it anyway. And the next thing along that, people don't often ask for help. They feel it's a sign of weakness, when in fact it is a sign of strength. Asking for help, sharing where you're really at, being vulnerable in front of, whether it's a community of people, your friends, your family, is one of the strongest things that you can do for your life and your business. So absolutely go for that. Sorry, there's a comment there. I didn't share, she found me. Ooh, nice. That's good. That's visibility for you right there, because she knows you, but she doesn't know me, I don't think. So welcome, Dawn. Welcome. Thank you for finding us, if you're still watching. So that's one of the things that I would say. Like, if you're thinking of doing something, do one thing at a time, is what I would say. If you're thinking of doing something, for example, you might want to write a book. A book title can change. A work in progress can change. Why not just say, my forthcoming book? Start telling people about your forthcoming book. You don't need to tell them a title if you don't know what it is. Work in progress, you're keeping it close to your chest until it's published, or whatever you want. Let people know that you're writing a forthcoming book. Do the things that need to be done around that. So I very publicly said that in 2018 I would like to publish a book, or have a book published. I would prefer to have it published by a major publishing house. And one of the things I know they're going to want to know, they want to know if I've got a following. So I would love to grow my following. So I've got very strategic and ambitious plans to grow my following over a number of different platforms, to grow my list under a number of different platforms. So that I can show and demonstrate that I have some sort of following. B, so that I have got a bigger audience that I can share. But C, the one that's really passionate and close to my heart is, I want to cause a massive ripple effect. I want to make sure that people that think that they can't actually find out that they can, And interestingly enough, there is a title of a book in there somewhere. I once said to myself, I'm not very great at, grammar and things like that. I can write, I can spell, but I'm not like the world's best sort of, linguist when it comes to writing. However, once I got rid of that mindset and started going for it and just doing it, things started to change. People started to enjoy the things that I was writing. So really go for your dreams, and while you're doing your thing, let people know about it. Next myth I'm going to bust. Facebook Live, it seems, is hot right now. Video is hot right now. However, if you are a really great author and you love to sit and write pieces, you could do it all day long, you're good at it, you enjoy it, get it out there in the world. Just because somebody tells you that this thing's hot right now doesn't mean that you necessarily have to do it. You can work towards doing it, you can try it out, but in the meantime, if there's a gap in your knowledge or your skill, so for example, the gaps in my knowledge or skill for writing a consistent blog every day for 30 days, for example, isn't there. But instead I do something else that I can do, that I'm comfortable with doing. I make videos. And it's the quickest way for me to get to know you guys and you guys to get to know me. So don't think that you have to do it just because everybody else is, or somebody tells you it's the hottest thing right now. If it's something that you want to do, by all means go for it. But if you know that you've got another skill set that you can utilise, then definitely go for that. Another one, with all of the rise of the internet and the online world, people are saying, oh, networking, don't need to do that anymore. Well, as humans, we crave connections. I've got this lovely Visibility Vibes tribe with the juiciest of people in there, and many of you, even on this video tonight, you are the yummiest, loveliest people on the planet. And then sometimes you see yourselves on videos saying hello to each other, you're getting to know each other, and doesn't that thought cross your mind where you say, it'd be really good to meet them someday. I'd love to just be in a room with them. I'd just love to, go and have a drink with them, have a coffee with them. And you might even find yourself having the sorts of conversations where you start to connect more. Maybe you even work together, maybe you collaborate, maybe you trade services or buy services. But there's this really great thing as a human that we want. It's like we want the human touch, so to speak, and that's exactly the same for our business, exactly the same in visibility. So if you haven't been to any networking meetings for a long time, or maybe you want something that's a little bit lighter, maybe look at some of the business groups that are on Meetup, go and find out who's out there. And if you're that way inclined and there's no meetup places around you, or businesses, business meetups where you can meet, why not start your own? Why not, you know, bring that together? So, you know, do remember that you can do the offline thing. Even if you've moved your business to only doing online, there's still beauty in the offline world. And then, oh dear, I must learn to write a bit better. This is why I don't tend to use notes, because I'm like, what does that say? And by the way, this is going to be my last point. So if you've got any questions, no matter how random names they seem, do type them in the box below and I'll be happy to answer them before I go. Oh yes, you can build stuff as you go. So if you are, you know, if you are looking at creating something within your business, whether it's a new package or anything else like that, do know that it's okay to actually sell it before it's finished. If you know that you were sitting down at your desk to create a course, for example, or you're sitting down at your desk to create a new package because you don't want to sell piece by piece, you can tell people about it. Once you've got the framework, it's almost like the structure, like the skeleton of the thing that you want to do. You can start talking about it. You can start seeing if there's an appetite for it. It could be the appetite for it is, you know, that you will, you know, tell people about the course and get them to register early. So, for example, in the summer, I wanted to do it originally in June, but I'm going to have to do it in July now. I've got a date sorted for a one-day event. It's going to cover 3 areas: how to write it to get it out there, so, you know, sharing content on posts, you know, and ways like that. The second way is going to speak about speaking, so how you can utilise the speaking, from those of you that have never spoken before to those of you that are seasoned speakers, how you can turn that up a notch in terms of your visibility. And the third way, we're going to talk about video and the different and key elements that you can make on video. Now, I have got like a secure on the 8th of Saturday, the 8th of July. It's going to be in London. I'm sorry for those of you that live outside of London, but it's going to be easy to get to. It's on a Saturday. I've run events in London before. The place that we're going to go to has got really like top-notch facilities. I'm going to have some people there that are going to be sponsoring the event, because I want them to, you guys to have the opportunity to meet them and take your business in different directions. So I've spoken to 2 people already who have jumped on it. And as well as learning all of that stuff and being more visible, I want to be able to pluck people from the audience, if you like, to be able to show them how easy it is to instantly increase their visibility. Now, this isn't about kind of overnight successes and magic pills or anything, but people say, oh, I haven't tweeted for 2 years and I need to put a plan together and think about this and strategize it. No, you just need to do something, and often you don't know what to do. So we're going to be doing a lot of that day, so that you go in and you might not have a plan or an idea of what you're going to do, but when you come out of the other side, that you will have something that you can write, something that you can film, and something that will be really great for you to speak out. As well as that, I'm going to have a panel of people. Now, that's really juicy. In order for me to, like, it wasn't a prerequisite that I phone up venues and try and find them. I knew that I wanted the event. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew the sorts of people that would enjoy it. And I knew those 3 very specific pieces of content would be hugely beneficial for people. Why? Because in the summer, they're thinking of winding down, going on holiday. I want people that take immediate action to be able to take immediate action. I want people that want a time to reflect on it, to be able to, you know, go about their business, go about their summer and reflect on what they want to do. I want people that have got children to be able to get them involved. I want people that are very pragmatic and want to test out to see if it works, to be able to do that in the room on the day, and ask the panel of experts at the front whether you know, their idea either is going to fly or how they can up level their idea. And for those people that want a bit of time to research and everything else, I want to be able to provide all of that too. So one thing I can do is, now I know that the venue is available on that date, is to let people know about it. And I just have done. And that wasn't a sales pitch. That was, this is the process that I'm going through. This is the process that my mentors have gone through. This is the process that coaches that I work with go through. These are the people that I look and admire. People that are, like, have much bigger businesses than me. They do this too. So I'm looking at what I can do, how I can tell people about it, and sometime next week we'll actually have like a box where you'll be able to see that it's available, save the date, and if you want more information on there, then you'll be able to just give me your email address so I can let you know as time goes on, and I can announce to you who the who the people on the panel are going to be. It's not going to be a pitch fest. I'm not going to have any speakers. I'm just going to be sharing these 3 juicy content with lots of time for you to network and take a break. And to boot, there's a nice big shopping centre. Clue, Ivona. Westfield Shopping Centre. Stratford International is very close nearby and easy to get to. And if you don't like the train or the tube and you want to drive, there's places to park there as well. How cool is that? So you can bring a minibus of your friends down and get into what you're going to do on that day. I'm really excited about this because I love the way that these sorts of events are life-changing. And we've got people that are watching this now who went to an event last Saturday. There were a few tiny little things that I shared, and when I shared it, Westfield says I've only, yes, Westfields. Sorry, I don't know what I called the shopping centre. I might call it the wrong name. But anyway, there are people that go to events and they cram their notebooks full of notes, and then they need another 6 months to decipher everything they've written down. I'm all about showing you real life things that can happen and make the biggest difference. And I'll be honest with you, I share stuff like this all the time, and it seems so easy that people often negate it and say, yeah, but Jenny, I want the hard stuff. I need to know all the formulas that you use, and all the email strings that go behind it, and all of the strategies and everything else like that. And I'm like, but I'm telling you now, just go forth, be awesome, and do it. So I am really looking forward to that. And so that was my five tips. So you don't have to be extrovert. You don't have to do your thing first and then shine is the second one. The third one is you don't have to do Facebook Lives and videos if you really, really don't want to, but you're good in some other place. If you know that it's a necessity for what you do and it's time for you to do it, maybe you are thinking of putting out an online course and you need a set of teaching videos, which are very different to this style of video, for example, then you need to do something to which will help you to get over that hurdle and learn. And very shortly, my affiliates are going to be telling you, or I'm going to be telling you all about how you can get camera confident in 12 days, on camera with a phone, your arm and your mouth. No equipment, no studios, no fluff, no anything. And I'm going to be talking a lot about that, and chosen few of people who have advised that they will be affiliates for me, I'll be pointing you in their direction so you can go off, buy that and be brilliant on camera within 12 days. How cool is that? How cool is that? I've only since I run my workshops in Stratford, easy to get to for me anyway. That's not the point, Ivona. The point is I always choose my locations because they're central places to get to. That I have been to events in central London, and once you get into your mainland train station, you've got to work out which tube to get to, you've got to work out which streets to walk down. I like places where you literally get off at the train station, get off at the tube station, look left, look right, look across the road and see the hotel or the venue. So this venue, when you get out at either the Westfield Shopping Centre or Stratford International, there are vans that will, minibuses that will pick you up and take you to the venue. It'll only be about a minute and a half in the minibus, but it takes you straight into the venue. But you must come into Stratford. Easy as pie, and you can do that if you come on a mainline train or anything else. Even if you come in from France, you can come into Stratford International. So those are the different. Oh no, I didn't finish it. First thing is you don't have to be extrovert. Second thing is you don't have to do the thing first and then try and be visible afterward. Third thing is you don't have to do Facebook Lives if it's not in alignment. Fourth thing is that network is still important. Making networks, forming connections is still really important. And number 5 is that you can, blog it, you can write it, and you can do it. But the thing that I want to say is, and this is an affliction of speakers, people are like, yeah, I'm confident, I've been a trainer, or I've been speaking, or standing in meetings, or I worked in this agency or did whatever. I'll make it up, I'll blag it as I go along. I'll tweak my slides the night before. It's interesting because a majority of people that I've ever seen on video or on a stage who blag it and do really well, I can always tell. It's kind of what I do anyway. I can always tell. But most people, although they might not be able to overtly say this person is making it up as they go along, they feel it. You don't have to say a word and they feel it. So don't do us the dishonour of blagging your information out to your audience and hoping that they just pick up what you're putting down. It's really, I think it's like one of the highest forms of disrespect to your audience, and an even higher form of disrespect to yourself, because you're not honouring your true gifts and getting them out in the world, and you're not honouring your audience and helping them navigate in the way that they need to be navigated through your message, and then at the other side be guided as to where they need to go. And where they might need to go is just home, and that's it, to reflect on what you're sharing. But please do them the honour of not blagging anything to them. So Francie says, people, when that comes out to get to it, that challenge is bigger than gold. Oh, the video challenge, I think you mean, Ivona. Yes. And since some of you have done the 12-day video challenge, so if you're an affiliate, you will be able to do the challenge again anyway. But since, and I'm looking over there because I've got my wall with all my post-its, so since the challenge came out, the actual videos with the themes that you have every day, and also the extra nugget that you have every day, which take normally less than 5 minutes to watch, by the way, you've now got a worksheet and you've now got a checklist for every day. So even if you're not doing it on that day, you can go back to it. I've got sections that have very frequently asked questions like, how do I put a video up on Facebook from my phone? So technology needn't be a challenge. We've got all of that in there, and you've even got an audio, so while you're going for a walk you can listen to an audio, or going to the gym, or picking the kids up from school. You've got something that you can listen to, so you can do it on the go, because I want you to be confident with your mouth, your arm and your camera. I'm so excited about this. I wanted to get all the information out to the affiliates in the next 24 hours. There's been a little bit of a sticking point, but you will all get that information soon. And my wish is that you spend this summer going out in the world, being bloody fantastic, being awesome, getting your gifts out there, sharing your knowledge, sharing your insights, without thinking, oh, I can't do it because, you know, my hair's sticking up or whatever. I want you to go out and be awesome. In this day and age, you don't have to have a studio polished voice, a studio polished camera, or a studio, full stop. You could just go out and be great. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. I did go way over I always plan to do like 15-20 minutes, and then I go over quite a lot. So thank you for staying the course. The next Facebook Live from me will be tomorrow night at 7, and then there won't be anything again till Monday morning, bright and early. I'm off for a very sad occasion on Friday, but a very special occasion, so I won't be live. So I don't want you kind of sitting there, you know, starving the kids waiting for me to come on Friday. So I'll see you back here tomorrow at 7. Please share this with your friends. Please share this with your networks and your community. Please invite them to come along and type in their questions and play along as well. Thank you so much for joining me. Lots of love to you all. Bye for now.